In 2009, a shaky video emerged from the Tatra Mountains near the border of Poland and Slovakia.
Nie, popatrzę na ciebie.
Jezus, ale przestań mnie kręcić, tylko Tadek coś jest w krzakach. Chryste, Jezus, co to jest?
The short clip, though blurry and unstable, quickly spread online. It appeared to show something unusual moving in the distance, a dark, upright figure that many speculated could be Bigfoot. At first glance, the recording seems overly unsteady, far more than what would be expected from a casual handheld camera. While older devices from that era lacked modern stabilization, the motion feels oddly deliberate, as if the person behind the camera was shaking it on purpose. Despite its poor quality, the footage sparked heated debate. Some dismissed it as an obvious hoax, while others argued that its raw imperfection added authenticity. To this day, it remains a strange and mysterious piece of internet history, a fleeting glimpse that continues to fuel curiosity about what truly roams those remote mountain trails. What begins as a calm solo hike through the Slovakian forest quickly turns into something terrifying. In broad daylight, a lone traveler ventures deep into the woods surrounded by the quiet stillness of nature. The peace breaks when they discover a peculiar structure made of twisted tree branches, resembling a shelter, yet clearly not built by human hands. The area feels unnaturally silent, void of any movement or sound. Drawn by curiosity, the explorer continues farther into the dense trees, scanning every shadow between the trunks. Then from behind the branches, a massive dark shape emerges, tall, motionless, and watching. It's what many call the Slovakian Yeti. For an instant, their eyes meet before a chilling roar shatters the silence. Heart pounding, the explorer turns and runs, the sound echoing through the forest as they flee into the daylight. A group of hikers were enjoying a calm walk through the woods when they stumbled upon something deeply disturbing: piles of bones scattered across the forest floor, forming what looked like a crude graveyard. Among the remains were skulls, jawbones, and vertebrae, some from deer, others from cats and dogs, arranged in strange, deliberate-looking patterns that didn't seem natural. Some speculated that wild predators might have dragged their prey here, but others believed the scene hinted at something far more intentional, even tied to legends of Bigfoot. The eerie discovery sent a chill through the group. Without saying much, they turned back and left the forest at once, haunted by one unsettling thought, lingering in silence. What if they were next? Could this be proof of Bigfoot in South America? What began as a playful afternoon quickly turned into something else. A group of kids was playing near a field's edge, laughing and recording each other close to the trees. Everything seemed normal until the camera caught sudden movement in the distance. A dark figure appeared sprinting toward them at high speed, emerging from the shadows. Panic erupted as the children screamed and ran, dropping their toys and scattering across the field. Later, they watched the footage in disbelief. Some say it could be the Pomeroy, South America's version of Bigfoot. Others believe it was something far stranger. While hiking deep in the forest at night, a man captured something truly unsettling.
What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whistle? Fuck. Whistling was a bad idea.
In the darkness, a pair of glowing eyes appeared, reflecting light like a predator's gaze. A faint whistle echoed a decision he likely regretted. A large, shadowy figure emerged, its size and shape difficult to define. Some viewers insisted it was Bigfoot, while others believed it could have been a bear. Skeptics suggested the moment was staged, yet the eerie silence and isolated setting made the footage undeniably disturbing. To this day, the true identity of the creature remains a mystery. On a cool autumn morning, a father and his son ventured into the forest for a day of exploration, eager to enjoy the crisp air and the calm of nature. But soon, something caught their attention, a strange figure moving between the trees. Curious, they decided to take a closer look. With the camera recording, they zoomed in on the odd shape, its outline barely visible through the branches. Moments later, the figure emerged, large, fast, and unnervingly graceful in its movements. Then, in an instant, it bolted from the trees, sprinting away with astonishing speed, leaving the father and son frozen in disbelief. In a remote Tibetan village near the Chinese border, locals reportedly came across a massive humanoid figure lying motionless on the ground. It had a face resembling a human, matted hair, a torso similar to a gorilla, and unusually large feet. The footage quickly circulated online, sparking debate and fascination worldwide. Some viewers claimed it was undeniable evidence of a Yeti or Bigfoot, while others argued it appeared staged, more like a movie prop than a real being. Without further verification or evidence, many remain skeptical of the claim. Late one night, deep near a quiet Kentucky creek, something massive was caught on camera. Close to the edge of Kentucky Ridge Forest, a man noticed a towering figure standing in the shallow water near an old mine behind his property. The creature stood motionless, its eyes reflecting faintly through the darkness, eerie yet unmistakable. Despite the low light, he managed to pull out his phone and zoom in, capturing the shadowy outline before it faded back into the dark. In the following weeks, a friend confirmed strange activity in the same area, unexplained noises, broken branches, and disturbed ground near the creek. When the footage was later enhanced, it revealed a dome-shaped head and a massive frame that dwarfed the surrounding trees. It didn't move like any known animal, standing still in the water as if foraging before realizing it had been spotted. The figure blended seamlessly with the forest behind it, leaving many to wonder, was this truly Bigfoot silently watching from the shadows? On May 18th in Monroe County, Michigan, Edward Henry and his 12-year-old son were fishing near Plum Creek when their quiet afternoon took a startling turn. Without warning, they heard heavy rustling coming from the nearby woods, followed by a deep echoing thud that broke the calm. Looking toward the sound, they caught sight of something extraordinary. A towering figure nearly 8 feet tall, with a thick, hairy back and an enormous frame. For a brief moment, it stood in clear view. Then, as soon as it realized it had been seen, the creature turned and disappeared swiftly into the forest, leaving only the fading sound of branches snapping in its wake. A peaceful forest walk in New Brunswick took an unexpected turn near the riverbank. In July 2023, just outside Bathurst, someone quietly exploring the dense woodland noticed faint movement among the trees. Instinctively, they ducked behind thick brush and began recording, sensing that whatever they had seen wasn't a typical forest animal. Through the camera lens, a tall, dark figure could be seen standing motionless beside the flowing river. Its shadowy outline blended almost perfectly with the tree line, as if it were deliberately trying not to be noticed. When the footage was later zoomed in and slowed down, the shape appeared clearer, large, upright, and unsettlingly still. The question remains, could this have been Bigfoot silently watching from the forest's edge all along? On August 28, 2025, a man named Jeff captured something strange while driving alongside a fog-covered forest.
Whoa.
Through the mist, he noticed a massive figure moving between the trees, easily 8 feet tall, covered in thick brown fur, and built with a heavy, muscular frame. The sighting lasted only a few seconds, but it was enough to leave a strong impression. The figure's proportions and movement appeared too natural, too fluid to be a simple prank. Many who later analyzed the footage argued that no costume could reproduce such realistic texture and detail, leaving open the unsettling question of what Jeff really recorded that day. Many have argued that no costume could reproduce such lifelike movement, but could this sighting really be genuine? Late at night on a snow-covered road in Russia, a driver's dashcam captured something unexpected. Through the swirling snow and dim headlights, a tall figure appeared crossing the road ahead. Its movements were quick but unnatural, its outline difficult to define. For a few seconds, the creature's large frame was visible, too bulky and oddly proportioned to resemble any known animal. The driver slowed, straining to see more, but within moments the figure disappeared into the darkness beyond the trees. The brief encounter left behind only questions and the haunting possibility that something unknown still roams those frozen roads. The brief encounter left more questions than answers. Could this have been a real footprint of Bigfoot or something else entirely? In March 2021, while hiking off-trail through a canyon in California's San Bernardino National Forest, a man came across something strange pressed into the dirt, a single oversized footprint. It showed a clear heel and 5 distinct toes, its shape resembling a human foot but far broader. The length matched roughly a men's size 12, yet the width was nearly double. Nearby, a few faint toe impressions could also be seen, but no other complete tracks were found. With no clear explanation for how a print like that appeared so deep in the wilderness, the discovery continues to spark debate and keep the legend of Bigfoot alive. In the snowy woods of Noble County, Ohio, something strange was unfolding.
Holy crap. There they go.
Nearby, faint impressions resembling partial toes were visible in the snow, but no full footprints could be found. A man carefully made his way through the forest, his breath visible in the freezing air. Then in the distance he noticed movement, a massive dark figure partially obscured by trees. Moments later, the sound of cracking wood broke the silence. Through his camera, he zoomed in just in time to see the figure shaking a tree with immense strength, as if trying to rip it down. The forest echoed with a deep rhythmic knocks and eerie vocalization sounds unlike anything from known wildlife. Whatever was out there moved with power and purpose, leaving behind only broken branches and unanswered questions. Mysterious vocalizations and sharp tree knocks echoed through the forest, sending chills down the hikers' spines.
It's the Ohio Grassman.
Could this finally be proof of Bigfoot's existence? In 2022, a group exploring Ohio's Salt Fork State Park captured footage of a strange figure moving among the trees. The creature, often referred to as the Ohio Grassman, appeared dark, covered in hair, and walked upright, with a wide, natural stride. Though smaller than expected, its movements seemed too fluid and deliberate to be human, leading some to speculate it might have been a young Bigfoot. Salt Fork has long been considered a hotspot for such encounters, with over 36 reported sightings dating as far back as the late 1800s. And with no wild apes native to the region, the mystery behind what was caught on camera remains unsolved. An ordinary morning for a truck driver in Alberta, Canada took a strange turn when his dash cam recorded something unusual. As his truck entered an industrial site, the camera captured a massive upright figure standing near the tree line, dark, motionless, and towering at an estimated 11 feet tall. Its enormous frame seemed to blend unnaturally with the background. Unaware of what had just been filmed, the driver continued with his routine. Moments later, stepping out of the truck, he noticed the figure in the distance. Shocked, he froze for a moment before rushing back inside and speeding away, leaving behind the eerie footage. Could this have been a real encounter with a Sasquatch? The video was filmed in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. And appears to show a towering figure covered in brownish fur, its size immense compared to the nearby trees. What made the clip even more unsettling were the strange echoing sounds heard in the background, eerie calls that seemed to carry through the forest, lending credibility to those who believe this could be the elusive Sierra Bigfoot. Little information was ever released about the recording or the person who captured it, leaving the mystery unsolved and the chilling possibility lingering in viewers' minds. A snowy trail ride takes an unexpected turn, leaving just enough mystery to linger. As a group of bikers made their way through the snow-covered mountains, one rider's camera inadvertently captured something extraordinary on a distant hill. A massive figure appeared walking calmly through the snow. It moved with slow, deliberate steps, leaving behind deep impressions far too large for any human. Unlike most alleged sightings, this one didn't flee or attempt to hide. The shape simply continued forward, striding as though it belonged in that frozen wilderness. The full account was later shared in the video's description, but even without context, the footage speaks for itself. The group could only stare in stunned silence, unsure if they had just witnessed a person, a trick of light, or something far beyond explanation. In June 2001, Jim Mills and his group set out on a backpacking trip through California's Marble Mountains when they stumbled upon something unusual. Deep in the forest, they found neatly stacked piles of leaves and branches, claw marks carved into trees, and flattened areas resembling makeshift bedding. Later, while scanning the ridgeline with their camera, they caught something unexpected.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
It's moving now.
The tree is? It's to the right of him. It's walking that way.
What tree?
Trees.
Do you see?
See that King's Castle?
Yeah. He's that
Down that
kind
hill.
of little skinny thing.
The whole thing.
A tall, dark figure moving upright along the ridge. It appeared slender but distinctly human-like in posture. The group watched in disbelief, struggling to understand what they were seeing. Had they just captured genuine footage of Bigfoot roaming the Marble Mountains? A simple drive through Provo Canyon quickly took a strange turn when something unexpected appeared among the trees.
This corner, I think. Like right here.
Oh, look, right there, stop, back up.
As the car wound its way along the road near Sundance, Utah, the passengers scanned the forest on either side. Suddenly, one of them shouted, spotting something just off the roadside. The driver immediately slowed and turned back, hoping to see it again. Excitement and confusion filled the car as they searched the tree line.
Oh, pretty cool. He was huge. I scared him off.
Then, through the branches, a dark, upright figure became visible, tall still, and partially hidden. Within seconds, it vanished into the woods. They reversed the car for a better view, but whatever had been there was already gone, leaving only questions behind. A Reddit user shared a photo said to be taken by one of her in-laws during a hike in coastal Georgia. They captured one blurry image and a short, shaky video before the figure slipped into the trees. The camera was distant, and the light was low, making details unclear. Online debates followed. Some claimed it was Bigfoot, others said a bear or a person. The family still has no answers, only that what they saw was unlike anything before. What began as a peaceful drive near Provo Airport turned into a moment the Johnson family would never forget.
Look how pretty the sunset is. Ow.
While heading down the road on a bright afternoon, they admired the sunset, their daughter casually recording it on her iPad. But in the middle of the calm scene, the camera caught something unexpected.
What was that?
A tall, dark figure moving near a cornfield. It appeared for only a brief moment, running upright before disappearing into the stalks. The shape was massive, far larger than an average person. Later, when the family reviewed the footage, they were stunned by what they saw. Could this have been an actual Bigfoot sighting? While hiking in the Himalayas, two travelers captured something they never expected to see.
No masz, a ty zawsze tam coś za kamienie wydawało mi, że się ruszało. Co tam jest? Widzisz? Zobacz, tam na lewo od kozicy to jest. O kurde. Pokaż to na to. O kurde, masz to? Weź to, no masz to? Gdzie to jest? O, tutaj, o kurde, co to jest? Niedźwiedź? Nie, no niedźwiedź tak nie chodzi. Co to jest? Do kozicy? Co to jest?
Far ahead on the rocky slopes, a large, dark figure could be seen moving steadily across the terrain. Its slow, deliberate steps looked strikingly human, yet unnatural in the vast emptiness. Many believe the footage could be evidence of the legendary Yeti, a creature long described in local folklore as an ape-like being that roams the mountains. The hikers noted there was no visible trail or path in that direction, making it unlikely to be a person. Whatever it was, the mysterious figure remains unexplained. A viewer who identified as a Bigfoot researcher shared an unusual clip from one of his field expeditions. The footage shows a dark figure moving through the forest, though it doesn't appear as large as typical descriptions suggest. Some have speculated it could be a juvenile, while others argue it simply looks like a person dressed in black. Despite the mystery, many remain skeptical that the video shows Bigfoot at all. A live camera set up to monitor a pair of nesting bald eagles ended up capturing something entirely unexpected. Positioned high in a tall tree, the camera typically streamed peaceful moments of the birds tending their nest. But far below, movement on the forest floor caught viewers' attention, a dark, upright figure walking steadily through the clearing. Its stride was slow and deliberate before it disappeared into the trees, leaving behind a lingering mystery for those watching. In 1895, an explorer named Orrin Jeff ventured into Grand Caverns carrying a homemade box camera to experiment with long exposures in complete darkness. During one shot, he reportedly heard faint movement nearby, triggered a flash, and caught a glimpse of 3 figures watching him from the shadows. Frightened, he left and returned several days later with companions to recover the camera. When the film was finally developed, it revealed a grainy image showing 3 dark, human-like shapes near the cave entrance. The photo resurfaced decades later, still sparking debate. Some view it as possible evidence, while others dismiss it as a clever hoax. After 2 weeks of continuous observation in a remote wilderness, the research team finally captured something unexpected. A strange creature appeared unlike anything they had seen before. Its thick fur, odd proportions, and unsettlingly human-like gaze sparked intense debate and speculation. The being's limbs were long, its body broad and powerful, moving with a deliberate rhythm that felt both intelligent and unnatural. At one point, it appeared to gather branches and debris, engaged in some unknown task. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the creature disappeared into the wilderness, leaving behind nothing but unanswered questions. A calm afternoon at Lake Laneir's Ducket Mill campground took an unexpected turn when something strange appeared by the water's edge.
Hi.
In broad daylight, a tall, dark figure could be seen walking slowly along the lake. Curious but cautious, the observer began recording, unsure of what they were looking at. The figure seemed to be searching for something, its movements human-like, yet heavier, broader, almost unnatural. The witness later admitted it didn't feel like a person at all. Something about the way it moved just felt wrong. Could this have been a real Bigfoot sighting? In 1980, a group of campers in North Carolina's Warren National Forest reported a chilling encounter. Late one night, they heard strange noises outside their tents and spotted a tall, dark, upright figure standing about 20 feet away. It appeared nearly 7 feet tall, broad-shouldered, and powerfully built. One camper managed to snap a photo before the figure quickly retreated into the darkness. Shaken by what they had witnessed, the group packed up and left the campsite immediately. The story briefly appeared in local newspapers before fading into obscurity, leaving behind only speculation and a single, blurry image. A driver traveling along a quiet forest road noticed movement among the trees and quickly grabbed his camera to record. Within seconds, a dark figure appeared, tall and upright, before slipping back into the woods and vanishing from sight. He searched the area from inside his car, hoping to spot it again, but it was already gone. Reviewing the footage later, the driver became convinced he had captured Bigfoot on camera. In 2009, Bigfoot researcher Michael Green set up a thermal camera in a wooded area of North Carolina, a region long associated with reported sightings. To attract possible activity, he placed peanut butter and squeaky toys on a tree stump. Later, the camera recorded something unusual. A dark figure creeping into view, swaying slightly before disappearing back into the forest. Some of the toys were later found moved deeper into the woods. The 3-minute clip, later dubbed Squeaky, was analyzed by experts who suggested it might show Bigfoot. To this day, it remains one of the most discussed pieces of alleged evidence from those forests. A peaceful walk in the woods took an unexpected turn when something massive began moving through the trees. While exploring in broad daylight, a woman suddenly stopped. Something ahead felt off. She quietly ducked behind a tree and started recording. In the footage, a large dark figure can be seen pacing back and forth through the shadows, its movements slow, heavy, and unsettlingly smooth.
Where'd it go?
She kept filming from her hiding spot, heart racing as the figure continued to move along the tree line, never stopping its steady pace. Could this have been Bigfoot silently roaming the forest or something else entirely? What do you think she witnessed out there alone in the middle of nowhere? Deep in the forests of Oregon, someone captured this photo near their cabin after witnessing something extraordinary among the trees. The figure appeared tall, broad, and distinctly human-like, immediately bringing Bigfoot to mind. Knowing few would believe the story without evidence, they were relieved to have taken the shot. Yet even with the photo in hand, one question still lingers. Do we believe it now? While hiking on Bald Mountain, a couple spotted a dark figure moving across the steep river bottom below. It walked upright, completely black, and carried no visible gear. For nearly 5 minutes they watched as it moved quickly and smoothly over the rough terrain before disappearing from sight. They managed to capture it on video, though the distance made the footage blurry. To back up their claim, they later shared both their exact location and the area where the figure had been seen, a place with no known trail. The encounter left them certain of one thing: whatever it wasn't human. A quiet 4th of July hike took a startling turn when a hiker captured something extraordinary on camera. As they moved carefully through the dense forest, surrounded by calm and birdsong, a massive dark figure suddenly appeared, slipping through a narrow gap in the trees. Holding their breath, the hikers stayed still and kept filming, trying not to make a sound. The creature paused beside a large rock, seemingly picking up something small, possibly a young one, before continuing deeper into the woods. Zooming in, the hiker managed to record what appeared to be a towering Bigfoot carrying a smaller figure in its arms, disappearing moments later into the silent wilderness. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.